Cosmos. Okay, Adam. So I haven't looked at this in a while. Let's see. We drew out this zone. It did break this zone. Obviously, no trade position here. It never made it into our zone. It was very close though. So like this would have been an excellent trade had I watched it closer and kind of assessed this. But I'm not one to really get upset about missing trades. I think it's I think there's always a next trade, and you're gonna miss some. And for me to actually have taken this trade, it would have had to kind of go against my rules. So like it broke this zone, but it never really came back into it. So yes, it came close with this wick, but it wasn't enough for me to justify taking this trade. Although it did turn out to be pretty good as of right now. So yeah, I do think it's going to continue down into this zone here for sure. If it obeys its full range kind of thing, if it follows its monthly range, it'll go all the way down to 778. But then I would probably look to exit the trade probably at this zone, to be honest, especially if the momentum dies off. If you can see price kind of switching, like if price hits this zone and then you start seeing some bullish candles and some resistance happening, which is most likely going to happen at this major zone here, especially a little bit below the zone. So around $8 here, whole numbers, it could definitely happen. So as far as trading this, if I look on a higher time frame here, that's kind of the low. So I would actually probably consider a buy position in the future if price starts rejecting this area here. I would probably target it back up to roughly the $9 area. So something like this. Right, for $9. Probably something like this in the future. Just depends what price does once it gets down to this area. Just because this area here is so significant. There's a lot of, I mean, we don't know for sure yet if there's still a ton of buyers there, but previously there was. So I mean, usually history repeats, at least to some extent. So I would look at buying this once it comes down to about $8 if the price action calls for it. But as far as entering a short position right now, I wouldn't, because I also got a bunch of wicks in this area as well, which yesterday actually respected this area, so today might also respect it and pull back. So because of that, yeah, I don't see a position on that. I mean, it is very, very bearish, way below this moving average, but I do believe in this zone here. So if price comes down to this zone, touches the bottom of this zone, or even mid zone or whatever, and starts rejecting, then I would consider a buy position there. Until then, there's not much to do. Actually, I'm going to leave this zone here so we can see. I don't think price is going to break this zone. I think based on yesterday, there's just a lot of buying pressure in this zone already. So don't think it's going to crack it. But yeah, that's my take. I'm going to wait for it to hit $8 and then look for a long position, depending on how price action determines. So that's my take on Atom, on Cosmos. Moving on to the next one.